So I would just tell myself to keep continuing on and working on it
All right,
because
John.
it's pretty easy to give up.
Oh yeah, it is.
Um, I would look myself in the eyes and say, "Listen here, old man.
Oh, man, screw you. I'm 52. Welcome to Room 6, the channel dedicated to local music, wherever it may be, and the people that make it, including my guests. And my guests today are two members of a metalcore band based out of Ogden, Utah. They're getting rave reviews right out of the gate. They're a fairly new band, and their debut album, Lost Our Way, is out now. Stick around, we're going to be seeing a music video for Under the Waves at the end of this interview. Please welcome to the channel, Jon and Nick from No Horizon. Hi, guys.
What's going on?"
Hey,
Hey, hey. So, thank you very much for being on the show. And if you want to be like Jon and Nick, then by all means, if you want to be featured on the channel, hit me up using my email address down below or by clicking the Room 6 social media link. That's where you will find all the things that I'm up to online, ways you can support the channel financially should you so desire, like room6.shop for cool merch. And what else? Oh, yeah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really does make a difference, even if you don't ring the bell. I appreciate you all, and thanks. All right, that's my YouTube stuff out of the way. So, first off, thank you very much for your time today. I wanted to ask, why the name? Why No Horizon?
Did I cover it last time, or was it you?
I don't know.
Oh, you get this question a lot?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Make up a story. Go for
Okay, so there was two bears. Both of them had names.
it.
One of them was No, one was Horizon, and we were like, "Look at those two bears together. That's a great band name."
Now kiss.
No, so we used to play in different bands a few years ago. I was in a band called No Company, and he was in a band called Storm-Tide Horizon. And one day, when we were like talking about it, we are like, "Oh, we should come up with a name," and it kind of started as a joke, as like, "Oh, we should just be No Horizon." We're like, "That's actually kind of sick." So
We
here
just
we
went
are.
with it.
Well, there you
Yeah.
go. That actually leads me to kind of my next question. Can you compare and contrast Storm the Horizon versus No Horizon?
Storm Tide Horizon. It was
Sorry,
more like a.
sorry.
Oh, it's all
I
good.
said Storm the Horizon. I meant Storm Tide Horizon. Get it straight. All right.
It was more like a classic metalcore band, kind of like As I Lay Dying, that kind of stuff. And our stuff now is more like the modern metal, like gent kind of stuff.
All right. Succinct. I like it.
Yeah.
Um, from there, any plans to come up to the PNW? Any plans to come up to Washington or Oregon?
We'd like to. I mean,
Yeah.
Come on.
we're playing our first show this year. We're kind of at the point where we were like, I don't know if we're going to be playing shows or anything anytime soon, but then we got a way bigger following than we were expecting, like right out the gate. So we were like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I guess we got to start playing shows.
Thanks, Internet.
Yeah. So the future is looking bright. So I'm going to
Right
say
on.
yes.
Right on.
Yeah.
If you do, let me know, especially if you're in Oregon. I'll come to the show and do a review of it and get to meet you in person. That'll be great. Your debut album, Lost Our Way. By the way, if you want me to, I can do a review video of that. If you send me the files and the artwork and the lyrics, then that'll be great.
Yeah.
So I want to switch now into my more usual interview questions. You OG Room Sixers know what's coming. I want to ask, what's your earliest musical influence? And by that, do you remember a time where you said, I want to do that?
Yeah, when I was like just a wee lad, remember we were on my way to kindergarten, and my dad was playing Hybrid Theory, and I was like, oh, it'd be so cool to like do that. And then I remember like later that night, in my dream, I had a dream that I went up on stage with Chester Bennington, and I was like, this is my life now. And then it just kind of moved on from there. So here we are.
Yeah. For me, I saw the movie School of Rock, and I was like obsessed with it. And so I got a guitar at 10 years old, and then I've
Nice.
just been obsessed with guitar ever since.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Um, from there, now I know that you mentioned that No Horizon has not had a show yet, right? A live performance, rather.
Nope.
Correct.
Cool. But I wanted to ask, what's your like most memorable favorite show memory of you performing in front of people? And it could be where things went way off the rails, or you checked off rockstar wish list moments, or what? What do you got?
So it's been like 8 years since I played live, but we played at a venue called In the Venue, and it was like a battle of the bands type thing, and there was like 100 people, so that was about it for me.
I think for me, like we were always playing like local shows and everything, so it was pretty like, yeah, this is great. But I think the biggest like whoa moment was we opened up for Silent Planet and Kublai Khan, and at a venue called the Complex. So that just made my life. I was so excited.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Now you're both dads, right? Or one of you is.
I'm a
I
dog.
am.
Sorry, who is?
I am. You can tell from the background.
The reason I ask is I love this question because I'm a dad. What do your kids think of dad trying to hold on to their youth and be a rock star?
My son's two, so he doesn't really care that much.
Right on. I mean, look at you. You're a baby face yourself, so
Yeah.
not like this. So I like asking that question when somebody's obviously like in their 40s or their 50s and they're still rocking out. They're like, "What do your kids think about hanging on to your youth?" And they're always like, they don't care."
That'll
Um,
be us in 10 years.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Right, John?
absolutely.
Nice. Yeah. When wait till they're a teenager. I'll be like, "Whatever, Dad. Whatever, loser."
You're
So
like, I was cool once.
yeah, right. So one thing I didn't do is say, if you don't know who No Horizon are, thank you for watching. Go ahead and tell them what you do in the band, who you are and what you do in the band, and who are missing.
Yeah, I'm Nick. I play guitar. We're missing Blair, our bassist, and our drummer, Marcelo.
And I'm John, the vocalist.
He vocals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Right on. So from there, now I spent a winter in Salt Lake City, and I never got out to Ogden. What is the music scene like in Ogden and Utah in general? I've interviewed more than one band, like death metal or just the hardcore bands out of Utah, and for some reason that scene seems to be really generating this extra hard music. And I have my own personal reasons that I think it's happening. But I was wondering, the scene that you're in, would you say it's a pretty big scene?
It used to
Yes.
be.
Yeah, it used to be
It
huge.
it doesn't feel like anymore that the local scene is as strong right now. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of heavy hitters in Salt Lake right now, like in the Salt Lake area.
Hmm.
Ogden, I can only think of one band, but yeah, I think pretty much, it's not as big as it used to be. There was a metal band for like every county. There was so many bands playing every local show. I mean, there was so many different bands that we could play with at any time. So
So playing a live show now means pretty much traveling, like going somewhere to do it.
yeah, it probably
Yeah.
will. Probably will.
Yeah, I mean Salt Lake City, of course, but I was wondering, have you any plans to put on like live concerts so that people can watch and hear you and maybe like donate or whatever without you having to actually go somewhere?
Now that's an idea.
Yeah,
That one's free. Go for
That's a
it.
great idea.
A lot of
like
bands,
a stream performance.
yeah, like basically like a lot of bands did in quarantine when they're like,
Yeah,
well, crap, we can't do shows anymore, and so they would go on Twitch or live stream on Facebook before Facebook stopped supporting that, and basically be like, here's, somewhere on the screen you got, here's our Patreon, or here's our Cash App, or whatever, and I know more than one band that's been on the channel that's literally how they made a living during quarantine when they couldn't do shows anymore. Bands that made a living.
Yeah, it's definitely a good idea to. Yeah.
You're welcome.
I mean, we're open to doing stuff like that.
I mean, it's not that hard anymore, you just got to make
Yeah.
sure that you check your levels and everything before putting it live. Make sure that, do some test runs, etc., before you put it out there. Because nothing's worse than tuning into a live and it's just cacophony. It basically sounds like a live show, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We don't want that in our living room, most of us. So, all right, a couple more questions, and then we're going to get to that music video for Under the Waves, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Cool. So, when you're on stage, I want to talk gear, okay? And we don't have a drummer here, so this won't take forever. Drummers are gear whores. We all know that. So, wanted to ask, basically, what are you rocking gear-wise? Now, the vocalist, Jon, are you just grabbing the mic that the venue offers, or do you have a special mic that you're bringing?
No, I'm just using house mic.
Well, I might recommend investing in a microphone that you know and love. More importantly, that only you have put your germs on it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
It's gross.
I've been to shows where the person who got the most applause was in between acts coming out and sanitizing the microphone. Everybody's like, yeah, good job. Okay, so then, Nick, what's your when you're doing a show or when you're performing or recording, what's your go-to acts? What's your gear that you like rolling?
So I got this ESP LTD behind me, this white one. I'm going to be using that live, and then everything will be direct through a laptop. We just have a lot of background noises and extra guitar tracks that we need, and so we're going to run everything through there, then our tones and everything on the laptop. So kind of the modern band thing now.
Excellent. Yeah, that's I've seen multiple bands live that you're like, where's the cabinets? And literally, and it sounds amazing because everything is dialed in and running through the system. And in fact, a band that I never got to interview before they broke up, I reviewed their music and reviewed their show. That it was a weird setup. Like the drummer set off to the side, so it was like fitting in the mix really nice. And then the rest of the band was just playing through all this rack gear, and it sounded like perfect. You're like, I can hear every single thing. This is like I'm listening to a record or CD, and I'm surprised I don't see more of that. But then again, there's something about that visceral punch you get from like amps,
cab.
Or the kick drum right in front of you. So yeah,
I agree.
All right. It's a little shorter interview than usual, only because there's only two of them, and some of my questions are geared towards acts that have been going for like 5 or 10 years. So, what I'm leading up to, last question, you made it, yay!
Oh,
yeah. So, actually, 2 questions. I lied. My show. What's on the horizon aside from? Well, the album's out now, and your first show's coming up. But is there anything else that fans need to know about for No Horizon?
Well, there's no horizon, so just kidding.
I can't reach my drumsticks. I'm sorry.
So actually, we our EP is actually coming out tomorrow night. It's a self-titled, brand new song, Echoes, with a video. And then the show in July.
Oh, awesome. Now, is Under the Waves on that one, or is it on Lost Our Way?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's on that one.
Then by all means, please, I would love to review the EP, which I guess is called No Horizon. You said it's self-titled. I'd love to review it, and then just send me that, please.
Yeah, we will. We'd love to have you do that.
All right. Now then, last question. We're going to circle back to that earliest musical influence question of yours, where you said, I want to do that. Okay? Yes. And this grew out of a question where I used to say, let's talk to new musicians, to the youngins. which is, no offense, it's kind of you guys. So,
Yeah.
I would normally say, what is something you wish you could go back and tell that kid to be like, hey, you're going to need to know this. But instead, I'm going to flip the script a little. What is something that you want to tell yourself 10 years from now?
Well, so I focused on college and kind of took a break for a while. I kind of wish that, like, throughout the last 10 years, I had been building that experience with the band and putting out music and writing the entire time. So honestly, I wish I had just continued all the way through and kept with it.
Yeah, but what would you tell yourself 10 years from now?
So I would just tell myself to keep continuing on and working on it,
All right,
because
John?
it's pretty easy to give up.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I would look myself in the eyes and say, "Listen here, old man."
Old man. Screw you. I'm 52.
I don't know. That's a difficult question. I think I'd be like, if you're not playing music still, you're dead to me.
Ha!
You know.
That I couldn't say it any better. That's perfect. You're dead to me. Yeah, boy, 20-year-old me would be kicking my ass right now.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, hey, like I said, I couldn't say it any better. Thank you for being on the channel. Thank you for watching. Stick around. We're going to see that music video for Under the Waves, and then we'll catch you in the outro. In the meantime, we'll temporarily say goodbye, and we'll see you in a minute.
All right. Enjoy Under the Waves.
Yeah.
want to thank Jon and Nick from No Horizon for coming on the channel. It was a great interview and an awesome music video. If you want to know more about them, hit those social media links so you can follow them, check them out live when they're performing, and tell them Room 6 sent you. Meantime, if you want to see more videos like this, please click up here. If you want to subscribe, click over there. Ring the bell if you feel like it. And if you want to hear my own music, click over there. Remember to be amazing, and we'll see you next time on Room 6. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Ooh.
There's always one.